You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold and the Beautiful fans, we have got Liam Spencer determined to be at Kelly Spencer's father-daughter dance, despite the risk to his health, but it could have a catastrophic outcome. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to talk about whether Liam pushing to make Kelly's dream come true exposes his tragic secret and makes his medical crisis even worse. But before we get into all that, please click that subscribe button if you're not following us. All right, so right now, Liam is still in the hospital, but he is pushing hard to be released. Dr. Grace Buckingham said the neuro team working his case is happy with Liam's progress. Of course, this is good news, but a brain bleed is still very serious, and there's still more test results that haven't come in yet. Grace and the other doctors want Liam to stay in the hospital, take it easy, but that is the last thing he wants to do. He knows Kelly is counting on him to take her to the daddy-daughter dance, but it's just not a good idea. Liam has sworn Steffy and her husband Finn and his Dr. Grace and now Bridget Forrester all to secrecy. And we keep hearing that Liam wants to keep his brain injury hidden from everybody, including his other baby mama, Hope. But none of this is a good idea. And sure, Liam may be able to keep the secret for a little while, but it's sure to blow up, and it may all come to a head at Kelly's dance. This week, B&B Spoilers confirmed that Liam refuses to let Kelly down and is still planning to take her to the dance, and he may ask Steffy for some help. Also, in this week's Bold and Beautiful Spoilers, Liam's doctors specifically tell him that him going to the dance is a bad idea. They want to keep him around for more tests and treatment. Plus, Grace and Bridget get some results from his scans, and they tell Finn that Liam is actually in worse shape than they thought. What's going on with his brain injury is inoperable and maybe more dire than it looks right now. And of course, Steffi's worried for Liam's health and safety, but she also understands he doesn't want Kelly to miss out, and she doesn't want their daughter to miss out. So Liam just said this week he wants to give Kelly a night she will never forget. And when he said that, I thought, oh no, is this going to be Liam giving Kelly a night to remember in a good way or in a tragic and very scary way? Given that Sweeps starts late next week, this could be really bad. And also given how bad things are with Liam, we're going to see Steffy try this week to explain to Kelly her dad may not be able to be at the dance. But Steffy and Liam's daughter isn't going to understand why, since Steffi's not allowed to tell Kelly the truth that her dad is really sick. So we'll see how it goes once the increasingly bad news about Liam's health comes out this week as we head into big drama for May and for Sweeps. If his condition is inoperable, like they said on the B&B promo, well, Liam may decide, I'm just going to live whatever life I've got left on whatever terms that I want. So Kelly may get her big night with Liam at the daddy-daughter dance, but then things take a turn in a terrible way. We could see Liam having fun with Kelly, dancing, hanging out, but then it all may just be too much for Liam's injured brain. So it might go like it did at Bill Spencer's house, and Liam might get dizzy, blurry vision, and pass out cold. Can you imagine how scary it would be for Kelly if her dad keeled over like he did at Bill's place? You know, we could see Liam on the floor twitching and the teachers calling 911 while his daughter is just in tears. If he does crash at Kelly's school dance, then that means obviously the big brain injury secret is going to be out. There's no way to keep it secret after a public collapse like that. And imagine how traumatic it would be for her to see her dad Liam collapse. Kelly would be terrified. And obviously, something is going to happen to expose Liam's deadly brain disorder. It cannot and will not stay hidden for very much longer, and Kelly's dance would be the most dramatic place for the terrible truth to come out. So, the night of the dance could end with Liam rushed back to the ER and hustled into emergency surgery or some other procedure to try and stop the brain bleed if it's getting worse. And the underlying condition, which we haven't been told what it is yet, is reportedly inoperable, according to both Grace and Bridget. So it seems likely Liam pushes himself too hard and he is going to make things worse. And it looks like Bold and the Beautiful is, pushing this plot that Kelly and Beth are going to lose their father. They're turning this into a fatal storyline, trying to convince us Liam is going to die. Once the truth is out, of course, everybody's going to be horrified. Bill and Hope and Kelly and Beth, among others. They're all going to be worried they're going to lose Liam once and for all. Now, I have said before, and I still strongly believe it, that B&B is trying to pull the same thing they did on us with Eric Forrester last year. They're pushing the narrative that starts soon that Liam has a deadly medical malady for which there is no cure, no surgery, and no way to save his life. That being said, I don't think that Brad Bell is gonna kill off Liam. Bell have promised that this is the start of a big and a very different storyline for Scott Clifton's character. But just like how they said Eric was dying and there was no cure, then they suddenly found a cure. So I imagine it's going to be the same thing with Liam's brain condition. Right now, Eric is fine and he's living his best life. So I suspect something very similar happens with Liam. After the initial shocking reveal that he may be dying, I'm guessing the neuro team, maybe with help from Bridget, Finn, and Grace, cook up some sort of miracle cure. Maybe there's some experimental procedure or some kind of brand new cutting edge surgery, just like how Finn and Bridget found a miracle cure for Eric. One way or another, Liam is going to get through this, and it may actually pave the way for a reunion between him and Hope. Either way, things are going to get worse for Liam's brain before they get better, and I expect that Kelly's school dance may be when things take a turn for the worse, and Liam seems to be at death's door, scaring his daughter, probably both of his ex-wives, and everybody who cares about him. Look for that to start next week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.